everyone, today I'm back with another video. This time we're going to do some planning in my B6. Now we are not forward planning today, we are back planning. We're going to plan the week of Valentine's Day and we are going to use this beautiful kit from Josephine Beau Designs. This is one of the new releases over the recent sale that she did, and this one is called Groovy in Love. It gives me Austin Powers vibes and I love it. It's just so pretty. I just love it so much. So here we've got the standard layout that Josephine Beau Designs does for these standard vertical kits. We have got our beautiful 8 full boxes. I always like to tell you which is my favourite of these boxes. I don't know why, but whenever I pick up a Josephine Beau Designs kit, I feel like I need to tell you my favourite. Well, my favourite on this one is this one here. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And then we have got our date covers, we've got some trackers, we've got some functionals, some checklists, and a really groovy weekend banner at the top there. And then we have got our functional boxes. And I know I say this every time, but I love how we get a little bit of foiling on every single box, because why not? Why not? We deserve it. And then we've got our bottom washi, and we've got some headers there, of course, as well. Now, as usual, you could have purchased a separate sheet of headers to go with this kit, but I didn't. You always get 8 full at the bottom, and that's always enough for me. So for this time, I didn't pick the extras. Now then, like I said, we are back planning for last week, and you might be wondering why I didn't plan last week or why I didn't record very much, and that is because you might be able to just see on this post-it note, I had a poorly Dexter, unfortunately. Dexter was quite poorly and I had to look after him all week, and everything else went out the window. Nothing else mattered. I just needed my boy to be okay. So I did write everything down on this post-it note, so we do have some things to catch up on. I'll tell you the story of what happened to Dexter as we go along. Just to let you know, he is now absolutely fine, so this is not a pet loss trigger or anything like that. I just want to let you know that, just in case anybody wanted to know, in case they had to switch off. So I'm going to do the cousin layout. I think that's what we're going to go with, because I don't have too much to write on. It was a bit of a boring week. It was half term for the kids as well, so not much went on. So we're going to do the cousin layout, which is where I do all the date covers across the top, and then we pop Sunday down the bottom here. It's kind of like the cousin, isn't it? For the cousin, you get Sunday has its own column as well, but this is as close as I am going to get it in here. So yeah, I hope you guys are all well. I hope you're all doing okay. I definitely missed you. I know I put a couple of videos on, but luckily I had a couple that were already pre-filmed, so I did manage to get something up. I do want to do an updated look at my book log, the B6 Angel Shop Planner. That is just working out so well for me. I know there'll be people that are like, that's just a whole load of faff for nothing. That's not for me. I don't need to make myself more hard work. And that is absolutely right. That is your choice, and it might not be for you. But for me, I just love making the memory. I just love having it to flip through. And it's just something fun to do. So yeah, I need to do a little updated view on that, because I've now done a weekly in there. And I've also printed out the covers of the books that I've read, and we're going to do reviews, and I've done a little monthly overview of the books that I did read. Yeah, so if that's your type of thing, then do wait for that video. That will be coming soon. I might film it today after this one, but we'll see. I've got quite a lot to catch up on. But yeah, Dexter. I didn't get to film last week because I had a poorly Dexter. So the story is, on Thursday, so not the Thursday just gone, the Thursday before that, he was holding his eyes shut. Now, Dexter is a Chihuahua. I think he's crossed with a Pomeranian, but he has the typical Chihuahua boggly eyes. So we've always known that those eyes are going to be a problem. He's always had ulcers and things going on with them when he was younger. He had to have a little operation on one of them. And so we knew that as he got older, his eyes would be a problem for him. And in fact, he is already actually blind in one eye. And that just happened gradually, and dogs are quite resilient. He was not bothered by that in the slightest. He would have the odd bump, you know, into the furniture to start with when it first started to happen, but for the most part, he was absolutely fine. So anyway, yeah, I was watching the telly with Chris, and I said to him, something's not right with Dexter. He's holding his eye shut. And he was holding his left eye shut. So I had a little look at it to see if there was a hair in it. I really carefully got some chamomile tea. So if you or your children or your pets have an eye infection, or you have what's the gooey eye, conjunctivitis or something like that, a good natural way, and a doctor told me this, so I mean, do this at your own discretion, you know, just taking it from the word of someone on YouTube, but I am pretty happy that this is a good thing to do, and it's always worked for me and my kids and my dogs. So any eye infections or any eye problems, obviously do go and see your doctor as well, but to get rid of the goo and stuff, you can make a just pure chamomile tea. It's not to have anything else into it. And you let it go so that it's lukewarm, and then you use cotton wipes, so one wipe, one swipe, and then you bin it, don't re-wipe, and just wipe the goo out, and that is quite a good natural way to deal with any sort of eye gooey situations that you've got going on. So I did that for him, and I was really careful to not irritate it. I couldn't see any hair and I couldn't see anything going on, so I thought maybe it'll be okay tomorrow. So we got up on the Friday, and I was looking after my friend's little girl, so I had 4 kids in the house on Friday. They were all really good though. They were in the back room and I was in the front room with Dexter and Effie. I was actually catching up on Love Island, guilty pleasure. And yeah, it was really weird. So it was about dinner time and Dexter had been okay. He was holding it shut a little bit, but he'd managed to get up and go and get a drink. He wasn't showing any signs of it being really painful. He wasn't off his food. We'd done a little bit of playing. We'd had a walk. And so he'd been settled down. And it was about 12:30 and he just got up and he just walked into the sofa, and then he walked into the TV cabinet, and then he walked into the door, and it was literally like dodgems, and I was like, oh my god, there's something wrong with Dexter. So I settled him down. Chris had just got in because he luckily does half days on Friday, and yeah, I rang the vets and they said to bring him in, and he was completely blind. He had gone completely blind. Literally just like that, completely blind, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. So we carried him to the vets. Chris carried him to the vets. We were both in tears. He is 14 now. He's an older dog, as is Effie, but she seems to have found the fountain of youth though, and she won't tell him where it is. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her, not a sausage. She is absolutely fine. Sometimes when I do this layout, I do the Monday as a sidebar. I'm not going to do that because I didn't put down what meals we ate, and if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't think I ate properly last week in the slightest. I was just devastated and completely focused on what Dexter was doing, so we're going to leave that and just do properly Monday. We are going to do a full box on every day as well because I definitely am going to have the space. So back to my story. Yeah, we took him into the vets, and the vets put the dye in his eye to see what was going on. And he said that he had 3 tiny little pinprick style lesions on his eye. So your eye is like an onion. I'm sure this is not new information to anybody, but it has lots and lots of layers. And so this was an injury onto the first layer of his eye, which is just superficial and will heal. In a younger dog, they will heal very quickly. In an older dog like Dexter, it's going to take some time. So he was like, do you have another dog? And I was like, I do. He was like, do they fight? And I was like, never. Dexter and Effie never fight. They love each other so much. They never ever fight. I know the kids hadn't done anything to him because they'd been in the back room, and they wouldn't anyway. They're not naughty. They're good kids, all of them. And he'd been with me, so I knew that they hadn't done anything. As far as I'm aware, I hadn't seen him scratch it himself when he was cleaning himself, so I don't think it was that. But he does this thing that I think a lot of dogs probably do. So he will put himself down on the bed. He used to do it on the couch, but he can't get on the couch anymore, so he does it on his bed. He will make himself really, really long. He'll put all of his legs out really, really straight like that, and then he will shimmy on his side all the way across his bed, like with his face. So I don't know if there'd been something on his bed, maybe a little crumb or something, and that had scratched his eye on the way, like doing the weird shimmy thing, or I don't know what it was. And then also on top of that, he had an ulcer. So he was in a little bit of pain with that, the vet said, which really upset me. Now, he also has arthritis, so he takes Metacam all the time, which is a pain reliever. So he did said that will have been helping him with the pain anyway, so don't feel too bad about that. You know, he will have been okay. But he needed a bit more pain relief. But yeah, he said that that's terrible, that's not straight, let's move it. See, I'm not concentrating properly because I feel like, and I know this video is going to be like, Rachel talking so fast. I know when I'm trying to control it, but I'm a ball of anxiety at the minute, and that's probably coming across actually, so I do apologise for that if that is the case. Yeah, so the vet said that, so when you hurt your eye, when your dog hurts his eye or whatever, A pain reaction is that your iris and your pupil will go completely tiny and completely small to protect itself, and as a reaction from sensitivity to light. So that is what had happened. He was already completely blind in his right eye, and now his left eye had essentially shut down, so he couldn't see anything. So the vets gave me some drops for him, and they gave me some more painkillers for him, and we carried him home. And I said to the vet, do you think he's okay? Do you think this is going to heal? You know, he's an old dog. It was such a shame because his medication for his legs had just started to work, and he'd got a bit of freedom back. You know, he was enjoying little walks, and it was so nice to see his little smiley face, and I feel like it just all got taken away from him, and it was just so sad. But the vet said for his age, you know, he's really quite good. He's really quite well. Let's get this eye thing sorted out, and then, you know, everything should be fine. So I felt reassured at that. I'm just going to pick a different pen because sometimes my friction pen can be a little bit skippy on this paper, but in here I do have a nice pinpoint pen, which is, I believe, it's a Unipin pen, and it is 0.3, which is a lot smaller than my, I'm lying, it's 0.24, is that right? 0.24, but yeah, thinner than I'd like to use usually, but I do quite like this pen. So he was still toileting, and he was still eating, he was still drinking, and I sat with him all night on his dog bed. I slept downstairs with him because I was just devastated. In fact, I slept downstairs all week. So from Saturday, I pulled the dog bed up to the couch, and I slept on the couch with him all week. So Saturday, he was terrible. He didn't get off his dog bed. We were having to carry him outside to go to the toilet, but he was still toileting. Oh, I think this has dried out. I think this has dried out. That's a problem. I'm not happy with how that pen is writing on there. So we're going to try a different one. Let's use one of my pens from the Angel shop. I've got this one, which matches the kit. Let's use this one. I've not used this one before, so what is the ink in here like? Okay, we seem to be okay. Let's go again then. I don't have the same amount of room to write, so I'm just going to write that. Okay, I'm happy with that one. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so then he'd been taking the pain medication, which was a combination of paracetamol and codeine, I think, and it just seemed to be knocking him out. Well, Saturday afternoon came, or Saturday tea time came, about 6 o'clock, and he didn't go to the toilet. And then he didn't go to the toilet for a wee at all for 24 hours. And I was so worried, and I was thinking, right, I'm going to have to ring the vets back. We're going to have to do the emergency vet. But I decided, after a little bit of Googling, that the medication might have sent him into retention. So I actually stopped the paracetamol and the codeine. And then 24 hours later, he actually went for a wee. And then he was absolutely fine with his weeing and toileting again. But this went on, this complete blindness, until probably Tuesday morning. And then I was sitting on the couch. What shall I write down? Where's my post-it note gone? Love Island Vera. Oh, and Paige went for a play date with her friends. Let's write that on. My friend was so good. She was like, well, so Paige doesn't miss out during the holidays and she's not stuck at home with you, because she was really upset because she loves Dexter. I'll take her out a few times in the week with the girls and she can spend some time playing. So I was super grateful for that. So yeah, she got to go and play at one of the play areas near us. So let's write that down. Yeah, so anyway, then on Tuesday, then on Tuesday, I swear, like, I saw him look in my direction, So it's like, Chris, I think he's looking at me. I think he's looking. And he seemed to have regained a little bit of his vision. And then from then on, very, very slowly, and I mean very, very slowly, his vision seemed to start returning. And by the time we got to Friday, he was okay enough to slowly walk part of the way back to the vets. So we went back to the vets on Friday, and the vet said he'd had a look in his eye, and whilst he only had one pinprick on his eye now, and the ulcer had deflated, which was both really, really good. That's a really good sign. He said he had a layer of, oh, if you're squeamish, maybe skip like 30 seconds and I'll say this really quick. The layer of pus in between two of the layers of his eye, so I couldn't wipe it off. It was inside of his eye, and he said we need to get rid of that. That's not good at all. So he's got more antibiotics now. So today's Tuesday of the next week, and that actually all seems to have gone now. It seems to be going. So yeah, my boy seems to be doing okay. He's got another appointment on this Friday coming to see whether or not this next medication has worked, and then yeah, we should be able to stop that medication. But honestly, the scariest week of my life. I'm definitely of the thinking now that every time I go to the vets with him, I'm coming home without him, and I can't deal with it. He is my first baby. I got him before I had the kids, and he's been there for me through so much, as has Effie, like I said, but Effie is okay, and I feel exactly the same about Effie. I love the bones of that dog. She's everything to me. So yeah, I'm just happy that my boy is getting better, but I'm so very aware of his age, and it really does upset me. But anyway, yeah. Whew, let's breathe, let's not cry on the channel, Rach, let's not do that. So anyway, yeah, and also, that is the reason why I've got no nails on. I've taken my nails off because I'm administering drops to his eye, and I just thought, if I poke him in the eye with my nail, it's going to be the worst thing ever. So Dexter, I hope you're listening to this, but I have sacrificed my beauty for your eye. That's love. If that's not love, I don't know what is. So, but anyway, I'm sorry if that was too sad of a story for anyone. I just wanted to clue you in on what had happened in my week. Yeah, I felt like, actually, it's quite nice to tell someone about it, because Chris had to work all week, so I had to deal with that by myself, really. Not that he wasn't there for me, he really was. He rang up when he could to check on him, and he was really upset himself, you know. And that trip at the vets was just absolutely awful. We couldn't look at anybody because I just couldn't. I was just so distraught. It was horrible. And then when we took him back to the vets on this Friday, it was a completely different story. He was really good, actually. He wasn't barking at any other dogs. He was sat nicely, and yeah, he was a really good boy, so I was super proud of him. So, right, we've got Monday done, and I've not put that sticker down there straight at all. Just sitting here now thinking that I'm going to have to edit this video and see whether or not it's even too much to put up. I don't know whether or not, I don't want to upset anybody. But anyway, we'll see. If you're watching this, I guess I thought that I would share. I'm just pulling this sticker up here. I didn't stick the bin on it very, very straight, and then when I pulled it up off the page, it ripped. So we're just going to sacrifice that sticker for now, and we'll pop down a new one. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to tell you. I've spent a lot of time inside doing not a lot of stuff, which has been quite boring, but I've managed to catch up on my TV. So when I say that I've stayed in with him, I don't mean that I've like potted around the house doing videos or anything. I've literally not left the boy's side. Overprotective dog mum, that's for sure. But you know what, he's been there for me through so much. Times that have been really hard that I've been through, and Chris has had to work and stuff, and it's just been me and the dogs at home. And you know, I mean, I'm literally going to say they're therapy dogs, I guess. They are therapy dogs, and they're just so good at it. But yeah, so let's see then, what have we got to put for Tuesday? Tuesday, I played planners with Paige. So we brought the planners into the living room, we put a film on, we watched that My Dad's a Bounty Hunter. It's not a film actually, it's a TV series on Netflix. It's quite good, it seems to be quite funny. We watched a bit of that, and she wanted to play with planners, so that's what we did. We played planners with Paige. she wrote lots of love notes for the dogs in her planner, because obviously that's what was on her mind. We tried to keep it sort of upbeat for the kids, you know. I didn't say to them that he was really poorly, that we were worried, and they didn't see us crying or anything like that. I just said he'd hurt his eye and he was going to get better, and I really hoped that that was going to be the case, and luckily it has been so far. I was going to stick the rest of these big stickers on, but I don't know if I've got space for them. No, maybe we'll save that for something else. We'll see about the weekend, see if we've got anything to put on the weekend, and if not, we will we'll pop one on. If we do, we can save that for another day. Right, so planners with Paige, and then unfortunately it's been my guilty pleasure to be watching Love Island. I'm sorry. I know that some of you will be like, oh come on, that is just awful. I know. So let's write it on here then. I am almost up to date. I need to watch last night's. So I just watched the recoupling from Casa Amor and all the aftermath from that, but I've not watched last night's yet. But my friend just said to me this morning on the way home from school, she was like, oh, there's a situation with Tanya and Shaq and Martin, and it was like at the end of the episode, so it'll be on tonight's episode, which is Tuesday the 21st. So yeah, I need to catch up today so that we can get on top of that. Right, I just want to put down that I did some laundry, and I'm just going to use one of these pretty page flags, and we'll pop that down there. I'm sorry if this video has been a bit down in the dumps, or been a bit crazy, or I've been talking a bit fast. I promise I will leave it all behind in this video, and the next one I will be much more chill. I feel like my brain's going at 1,000 miles an hour and I can't quite catch up. I need a laundry sticker like this, but I'd quite like it to be pink, because this kit is very, very pink, and I feel like it would just go quite nicely. I did used to have some little laundry stickers from Paper K, but I think I've used them all. I think I might have used them all. Let me have a look in my icons folder. What colour is this? Is this silver? We've got a sample here from Cricket Paper Co, and this has got a little laundry washing machine there, and I think that will go, because I don't think I've got any of my pink Paper K ones left. It's silver foiling, so it's not quite holographic foiling, but I think it will still go. I think we will be okay. And then I do also want to write on here that I caught up with Vera, because I did. Vera is my guilty pleasure. It's one of my favourite TV shows. Oh, I love her. I love her. She's an old battle axe, but nobody messes with her. She's great. It's filmed where some of my family live, in Northumberland as well, actually. There we go. And then moving on to Wednesday. What do I have on Wednesday? On Wednesday, I played Assassin's Creed, and it says Dexter is seeing a bit better as well. What I'm going to do, because I don't have too much to put on Wednesday, is I'm going to move this full box up to the top, and then I'm going to put another full box down at the bottom, I think. There's not going to be too much written on this week, because, yeah, like I said, not much really went on. But that's okay. Doesn't mean it can't be a pretty week. And I'm not really one for leaving weeks out. I definitely like my Stalogy to have all the weeks in it. So even if like I've not planned a week, or nothing's gone on, or I've been ill, or I've been on holiday, I will always come back and pop that in, because it just seems a bit weird to have a full year but skip out on a week. Okay, so we'll have that one there, and then this one that I was going to put down before, we will pop to the bottom. And then we've just got Assassin's Creed and Dexter seeing a bit better, I've written in there. If I find my Dexter stickers, can I cover those three? Oh, I've got an FE. Dexter's in here, I think. got some absolutely gorgeous stickers of the dogs from Pookie Bear Cuties. They are adorable. Here he is. Here's my boy. Here's Dexter. And I'm just wondering if I can cover... I mean, I could leave one heart at the top, couldn't I? That would definitely work. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to put Dexter starting to see. I need to put this down though so I know where to write. Just before I film this video, I've just taken him out for a little walk down the street. He did okay. He was a bit stumbly on his legs, but it's been a while since he's been out there like that. So, got to give him time to come round, haven't we? There we go. And then underneath that, I just wanted to write that I'd played Assassin's Creed. It's been a while since I played it, but I do have a save game on there, and I got a bit bored last week. It was a lot of doing nothing, so I got it back out and went to play on it, and that was fun. Odyssey's the one that I'm playing. We do have the Viking one. Is it called Valhalla? And Chris is playing that, but the buttons are different, and he said fighting is harder, and like, I'm not a hardcore gamer, you know. I'll get stuck on a level, or I'll get myself into trouble in one of the forts and a load of mercenaries come after me, and I'll be like, Chris, can you come and sort this out for me, please? And he'll have to come and help me out so I don't die. So yeah, I'm not a hardcore gamer. I just a little bit of fun. On Thursday, the light guy came at 11:30. My light upstairs. I'm just writing this now, light guy, and I'm pretty sure the proper term would have been electrician. But that's where my brain is at, and I've written it now, so it's going in. It is going in. Yeah, so we've got those pulley lights in the bathroom, and it keeps mispulling. So the guy came out and he sorted it out, and hopefully, touch wood, do I dare to say this, touch wood, it's been okay since. Let's have a look what else. We did have a bill to pay. I paid the Klarna. What did I Klarna? Whoops. That was paid. What did I Klarna? Oh, it was a bag. I Klarna'd a bag. So the last payment for that came out. It was a bag from Pom Pom London, and I actually really love it. It's very, very, very pebbly soft leather, and I'm about that. I am definitely about that. And then I'm going to use one of these. I am just going to trim it, I think, and just use a bit of it down on there, just to use the box up and to also make use of the space, because I don't have anything else at all to pop on there now. That is just it. Where's my slice tool gone? I got a pen out instead of my slice tool. So, yeah. If we just trim a bit of this off, I think we can make it work. I don't like that. I'm going to move that. I'm going to move this one with my undo. Okay, I've just undid that off there. I'll just let that settle down, dry off. And I've got one header left on here, and I'm just going to use it to fill the space at the bottom here. I could have not trimmed as much off that box, but it's fine, it doesn't matter. I think that looks quite cute. So where am I going to put this box that I have just dried off? I think I'm going to stick it up to the top. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's get this off here. There we go. Let's stick it up here around at the top. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? That looks a bit better. Okay, so what is Friday saying? Friday then, I went to Tesco's with my mum in the morning and with Paige, And we also had that other vet's appointment. There we go. Nothing exciting, it was just a bit of a shop. A bit of a food shop. Paige did get a bargain though, actually. She had some birthday money left and she wanted to see what toys there were. And if you're a mum of a little girl or a little boy, they do those rainbow corn teddy bears that you get inside a big giant egg that's got a horn on it. And they're usually anywhere between like 36 to £39, and they were on the side with a label on them that said £6.75, and I was like, surely not. So I went and found an assistant and he was like, yeah, that's absolutely right, they're on sale. So she bought both of them that were on the counter, and she was very, very pleased with herself. It was quite cute actually. It's nice that she got herself something that she wanted. And then I'm going to use one of these little boxes just to mark that we went to the vets. And our appointment was at 2:10. They'd had an emergency in, and the receptionist was like, I'm really sorry, there's about a 2-hour wait. I was like, oh my god. She said, you can reschedule if you want, but number one, I wanted him to be seen, and number two, who's to say that if I reschedule that there won't be an emergency next time and the same thing won't happen again? It's like, it's fine, we'll just sit in the vets all afternoon. Do you know what time we got out of the vets? 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, but I was not bothered because I was happy to have the good news about Dexter's eye being not so bad. What are we going to put on here then? When we got home, I did a bit of journaling. I have been trying to catch up in my... So I'm journaling this year in a Hobonichi Techo A6, and I'm trying to journal every day, but I didn't set up the journal straight away, so I had a few days then that got passed. And what I'm doing is I'm journaling every day, sort of, if I can, but not punishing myself if I don't. And I'm doing one other day as well, just a decorative page so that I catch up. Because it's just quite nice at night time to just... Chris goes to bed quite early because he's on funny shifts at the minute, so he's getting up early to go to work. And obviously the kids are in bed, so I have the telly and I'll put something like Love Island on and then just sort of play in my journal. And it's actually been quite fun. I've been really enjoying it. So I might do a flip through of that one day on the channel, but it won't be a full flip through because there's definitely things in there that are private and I don't want everybody to see. Okay, so Saturday. Oh, on Saturday, my nan and Brian came and we had a bit of a pizza night. So that was fun. We had pizza night with Nana and Brian whilst Brian watched the Liverpool match on the big TV. I'll tell you something else that happened on Saturday as well that was quite funny. There was a knock at the door and we opened the door and it was one of Paige's doggy friends who she'd not seen. So she sees Duke the dog, who I'm sure I've spoke about on the channel before. And they've known each other since she was about 18 months now. We met when I was dropping Jensen to school. It was just a guy with a dog that we saw every day and they became really good friends. But yeah, he hadn't seen us for a while because obviously it had been holidays. So he decided to knock on the door. And Duke the dog came in and he actually sat with Paige's nana. He's so good. He's a red lab and he's just such a sweetheart. He's such a good dog. So loving and so beautiful. So yeah, he sat on the couch with Paige's nana for a minute. Which was just really fun. It's really funny. Do I have anything that I could put here? I have this, which is the end bit of that. I could have used that if I hadn't have put that pizza thing up. Will that come up or do I need a little smidge of undo? Because I'm going to put it back down, but I'm just going to put that other bit underneath it. So let's just do that. Okay. Let's get this the right way. And then we'll just put the pizza back over the top bit there. And then on Sunday was a really good day because Dexter was more able to be left on his own. he was doing much better. So we decided to do a couple of play dates because it was Paige's last day before she was going back to school, and I really felt like I'd missed out on having any fun with her in the school holidays. So we had a play date with one of her friends, and we went to a play area. Let's pop that down on here, and I'm going to find something to cover up those hearts, I think, as well, like that. And then after that I was sat at home and I thought, do you know what, it was like maybe 2:30, and I thought, we've still got time, and I was like, do you want me to text Steve and Iris and see if they want to come to Dottie's? And so after that we went to Dottie's as well, and we had an ice cream. I had a crunchy milkshake. Oh my god, it was so good. What did Paige have? She had 2 scoops of ice cream. She had Maltesers and unicorn flavour. I don't know what unicorn flavour is. I'm going to presume like bubblegum style type of thing. So that was good. And then after that, when the kids had gone to bed, I watched the last episode in the series of Vera. And that ended off my Sunday just nicely. And honestly, it was really nice to get rid of that week. That was one of the most stressful weeks I've been through in a long time, and I was completely over it. Completely over it. Just want to see if I've got something here that will cover those dots. Let's see if I've got anything like Playdate or Happy, or maybe a Dot the Bear playing or something. Oh, what about this one? Dot the Bear having a drink. Looks like she's got a fizzy drink. Paige doesn't drink fizzy drinks, but... Oh, there we go. That's quite sweet, isn't it? I can put one on Vera as well if I've got a little TV that I can find. Just a tiny TV would work if I've got one, but I don't know if I've got any left. We've got this. Oh no, that's gold foil. I don't want gold foil. Here we go. We've got a little white one here. And we can put that down there for Vera. Do we have anything else that we can put icons on? We've got another Vera over there, and I think we do have the room, although I would quite like to put a gaming one down instead, just for a change. I think I do have some game, here we go, some little game console controllers. These ones are from Mac and Grey, I believe, and we'll just pop that there like that. And I think that's going to be it. I think we just need to do the date dots and then we are done. So let's have a look at my date dots and see what I have got. Now, I think, as annoying as it is to get these off, I always like to use the clear ones on the Josephine Bow Designs kits, because the little bit that she does where you're going to put your date dot is always so cute, and it's just a shame to cover it up with a sticker that's not clear. So that's the 13th, isn't it? Because that was Valentine's Day, which I haven't actually marked. We didn't do anything anyway, though. There was no way that I was leaving Dexter. He was my focus that week. I just know that there's going to be people watching this video that are going to be like, she's nuts, it's just a dog, but he's one of my people. How annoying. Why would I just take the 18 from there? Come on. How annoying is that? This is something that I'm finding with using my Hobonichi journal. I am taking date dots and date covers, just one. And then I'm going to go and find the date covers that I need to match a kit, or the date dots that I need to put down. And I've used just one out of the middle, and I'm like, that's really annoying. But yeah. So let's take a look then and see what we've got left in the kit. We've got quite a bit left, a little bit that I can stick into my reusable sticker books and make use of with another kit or something like that. But I've got these, I've got one full box, I've got a couple of bits for functional, and I've got that washi that I am definitely going to save there as well. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. It wasn't a busy week. I didn't have too much to write, so we made good use of all the deco that I had, and I'm very happy with it. But for now, that's going to be it from me for today. If you like this video, if you can give me a thumbs up, and if you subscribe, I'll love you forever, and I'll see you soon. Bye!